doubles and coffee. So Terrence get robbed. Terrence sit down, call it, and police move and apprehend 2 suspects who robbed Terrence, convent girl. I shed a tear, D.R. Singh, Minister of Dent. But here the funny thing about this. They had some conversation and crumpets or O'Reilly and coffee or some kind of conversation with newly minted, appointed, promoted Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin, that she's going on some whirlwind tour to converse with the population and the citizens. And that happened in the evening. And Suzette Martin, if you all don't know, well, that is the lady, one of the officers who went over to Barbados and kidnapped Brent Thomas, according to a judge who went over to Barbados without authorization, without extradition paperwork, without following the judicial process, to grab Brent Thomas out of the hotel room, put him on a CARICOM jet and bring him back, arrested and handcuffed into the airspace of Trinidad and Tobago, Suzette Martin. And she later on in the evening, after all of us knew since around lunchtime or so, and we were shocked that the police had moved with such alacrity to capture 2 suspects who allegedly robbed Terrence D.R. Singh by a bar 5 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. They caught them and the population was aghast. The population was concerned. The population was disconcerted. The population was pained to know that the police could act so quickly, so swiftly, with such passion, such precision, because a dotish minister get robbed by a bar of a bracelet. But when people get murdered, home invasion, rape, killings, robbery, carjacking, wounding with guns, shootings, nothing seems to happen. The detection rate is at 9%. But Suzette Martin, who's a Deputy Commissioner of Police, like either she don't have social media, or she not in control, or she gets no information, or she gets no TTPS report, or she just lazy. She said in the evening, and she gave a warning to those 2 bandits, a stern warning, an impassioned warning. She basically threatened those 2 criminals who robbed D.R. Singh. She said it with passion, and they're playing it all over the news now, that they better turn themselves in with their attorneys, because we're coming for you. Because Suzette Martin, newly promoted by the PNM, after going to Barbados to abduct Brent Thomas, and Brent Thomas had the Barbados government to hang, to pay, and Trinidad and Tobago government to hang. She said, and warning, stern warning to those bandits that are coming, no stone will be left unturned. They're coming to get you because you robbed convent girl. You made him shed a tear. You took his bracelet. That's nice passion, you know. Suzette Martin had the passion for the woman who murdered and shot and chopped and burned to death. Where the passion for the people who are being killed left, right, and center? Where the passion for the families that have to go through ordeals, hours and hours at all hours of the morning of home invasion, being held in the house, beaten and battered, business people losing all their stock, their workers and employees being beaten, tied up, robbed, shot. What about the passion for them? And since you're having conversations with O'Reilly, or conversation with crumpet scone and a piece of sausage roll, answer this for me. Let's have a doubles and coffee conversation. Suzette Martin, how you reach Barbados? Who authorized you to leave the country to go to Barbados to so-called arrest Brent Thomas? Who? Who gave you the permission? Who gave you the authority? Who gave you the leave to leave the jurisdiction? And Suzette Martin, let me have a talk now, coffee and doubles. Since you're answering questions, Suzette Martin, how you got on a CARICOM plane? How the CARICOM plane landed here? Who authorized that CARICOM plane? Who authorized you and your team to board that CARICOM plane and that CARICOM plane to take off and land in Barbados with you on it, without paperwork, without extradition papers, without any form of natural justice or legal process? Answer that. Don't tell me about conversation and crumpets and that you going to leave no stone unturned to find the people who rob convent girl. Answer those questions. How you went Barbados? Who authorized you? Who told you? What was the crime? What was the urgency? What was the passion? What you were doing? And tell you, the population of Trinidad and Tobago, that's what you allow PNM to do. People who follow PNM instructions without any care of rule of law, law and order, legal process, paperwork, natural justice. They just follow PNM instructions. They get promoted. They call yesterday budget day. And everybody, all the media excited, budget day. But to enter account for 2.4 billion in revenue, 1 billion in expenditure from the last budget. And budget day, and only just going to let him read out our next budget, spend our next 55, 60 billion dollars. They done spend 520 billion dollars, over half a trillion dollars. And when it rained for 11 minutes, all over the country flood. All you need canoe and kayak and boat to move around in Trinidad and Tobago after 11 minutes of rainfall. And only trying to tell me that can't be prevented. People deading from dengue, mosquito biting people. They're balling about 1,600 cases. At least 9 out of 10 do not report it. So if it's 1,600, it's more like 16,000 cases. Over 16 to 18 deaths from dengue, from mosquito preventable things. Everything is preventable except that you all allow the PNM to normalize incompetence, to normalize stupidity, to normalize asininity, to normalize nepotism. So Suzette Martin, stop with your conversations of clownhood, and answer the question, how you went Barbados to kidnap Brent Thomas? How you went Barbados without paperwork to get Brent Thomas out the hotel room, to put him in a cage, to not feed him, leave him there for hours and put him on a CARICOM plane to bring him back to Trinidad and Tobago? Who authorized you, Suzette Martin, to do that? Who authorized the plane to land and pick up Trinidad and Tobago police service members and take them to a foreign jurisdiction? Answer that question. Don't tell me about you going and find man who robbed convent girl. Boy, all you just let the PNM do what they want. It's time to stop it. Bless.